how to prepare for DJ gigs with DJ Pro. I'm DJ Spiegel Spin, and I'm going to show you how. All my videos and you've gotten really good at DJ Pro, and now the bookings are coming in and people are calling you asking you to DJ for their parties. How do you prepare? Well, this is very important because to be a great DJ, it's not about all the tricks and the mixing techniques that you know. It's about the music that you play for the people that are at the party. So being prepared is the way to be a great DJ. So I'm going to give you guys an example, hypothetical scenario so you could prepare for your next DJ gig. All right, so let's say your mom calls you and she says her friend is having a 50th birthday party. She'll pay you $500. Can you DJ? It's at the Applebee's, the local Applebee's, and it's from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock. So you agree and you say yes, and it's a month from today. So what you're going to do is you're going to start preparing for this gig immediately. So the first thing to ask is the W's. When and where. So it's at the Applebee's, and it's from 5 to 10 p.m. So these are very important pieces of information for us to prepare for our gig. So number one is the where. It's at the Applebee's. So if you have access to the place where the gig is going to be and you plan on DJing using streaming services, which a lot of my followers do, then you're going to want to make sure that you have service, because you can only use streaming services if you have a signal. So you could go down to the Applebee's, go to the bar, get a drink, take out your iPad, and try to load some songs. Either they have Wi-Fi there, and it's free Wi-Fi for all the guests, and you could just log into their Wi-Fi, and you'll have perfect internet. Or maybe you do what I do, and you have internet service. I pay extra on my phone service to have internet service on my iPad, so most of the places I go I'll have service, and I'll be able to DJ no problem. So that's the most important thing. Make sure you'll be able to have your music, because if you're a DJ that only DJs with streaming services like me, and you have no service, then you're out of luck, and then you show up there, unload all your stuff, and then you can't even load a song. It's really embarrassing, and you don't want that to happen. And then also, I've done parties where I only had like 1 or 2 bars of service, so I had to adjust my style of DJing and load the song right away and be aware that it might take a while to load. So be careful about that. And then also make sure you find out an estimate of how long the party's gonna be. So this party is gonna be for 5 hours. So if you go to your playlist here, my collection, and these are the playlists, and we're gonna do the 50th birthday. So now this is the playlist for the party, and if you look up here at the top of your playlist, it says 67 songs, 4 hours, and 38 minutes. So a good rule of thumb is if that party's 5 hours, have a playlist that is 10 hours long, so that you're not, if the song doesn't work or something, you have flexibility. Every DJ out there will tell you that always have double for the gig. So as soon as you find out about this gig, your job is to start building the playlist for the gig. So a couple of techniques that I use is, if you're driving in the car, if you're at the gym or something, always be listening to music on streaming services, either Tidal or Spotify. If you're using Spotify, listen, because they have better playlists than Tidal, listen to the songs, and as you go down, like the songs, and then you could transfer all your like songs from Spotify to Tidal, and then you'll be able to see it right here on the Tidal app. So if the person, the party is the 50th birthday and these people love country music, start listening to some country music, and then when you find a song that you like, so you listen to this song, you could add it to favorite, and then you could go to your favorites, add to playlist, and 50th. And then keep doing this until you have 10 hours saved up, 10 hours worth of music on the playlist for this specific party, so that if you decide to hop into an auto mix or walk away from the deck for a second and have auto mix playing, it won't play any songs that you don't want them to hear, nothing but cursing and nothing like that. So as soon as you find out about the gig that day, start on the playlist, because you don't want to be there an hour before the gig, a day before the gig, scrambling trying to get a playlist together. Also, you never want to show up. This is what I used to do. I used to just show up and then I would be searching, and every song I had nothing prepared and it was a mess. So always have the playlist for the party, then also have some essential playlists. In case the stuff on the playlist for the party doesn't work, over here I have music from the 2000s. People love music from the 2000s, pop, dance, and then you can load them up really quickly and you know exactly where your playlists are. Also, I have this playlist, which I recommend. This is like, I call it line dancing slides, the cha-cha slide, the electric slide, the YMCA, stuff that people will, any DJ, and it's very fun when you play the cha-cha slide or the Cupid shuffle and stuff like that. So have a playlist ready for stuff like that. Also, I have this one. This is all basic DJ essential songs, so you could always switch over to one of these playlists. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to practice with the songs that you're going to be playing. Don't go through the playlist that you made and be like, this is going to be song number 1, then it's going to mix into song number 2, and then it's going to mix into song number 3, and then it's going to mix into song number 4. Never do that. You have, as a DJ, you have to be flexible and reading the crowd. So yes, practice with all the songs that you have and know how to do mixes from one song to another with the songs in the playlist, but don't be so rigid that you're only going to play in a straight line, because this never works. Because if you plan to play a song first, then a song second, and a song third, if one of the songs sucks, then you're stuck playing it and it'll ruin your whole set. Also, before you leave that day for the gig, have a checklist and hang it by the wall, and before you walk out of the house, make sure you have all your stuff. If it's a mobile DJ gig, you're going to want to have, say you're using this controller, make sure you have a wire to connect it, make sure you have headphones, make sure you have the wires to have your speakers, make sure you guys have extra stuff, and make sure you use a case so your stuff doesn't get damaged in travel. And remember, if you're used to DJing at your house all the time, now you're going to be in public and there's going to be people with drinks and people partying and stuff. So make sure your stuff's protected, like get a good case on your iPad and make sure all your equipment is ready, and make sure that you're prepared and you've tested out all your equipment before the gig. So it really makes me happy to see that the people are watching my videos and they're actually getting gigs and making a living doing what they love and DJing. So if you guys want to learn more about DJ Pro and the whole DJ side hustle and how you guys can charge more for gigs and what you should be charging, then subscribe to my channel. I make videos about DJing with the iPad several times a week.